Nevada is a wonderful place to live, work, and play. From the sandy shores of Lake Tahoe to the Black Rock Desert and through the Truckee Meadows, we tour homes, discover hot spots, explore the outdoors, stop by the shops, and take road trips that make Northern Nevada amazing. Welcome home. Welcome to Live, Work, Play, and Be. I'm your host, Dana Hajakis. Today, we'll hear from some amazing businesses and an incredible business mentor. We'll tour homes, explore neighborhoods, and take a look at how renovation can help increase the value of your home. Now let's get to work. Businesses have been hit so hard by this COVID crisis. A lot of them are not sure what to do, and there are a lot of programs out there, but maybe some are unsure what they should take advantage of. Our first guest is Rod from the NSBDC. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Dana.
Rod, can you talk about some of the loan programs that are available to businesses today?
Okay, I think most business owners have wrapped their head around at least portions of the CARE Act, the CARE programs that are out there. The two that are currently of most interest are the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, which as of today still has some money, and indicators are that the utilization of it is slowing down, and also that as of Thursday, individuals that have been approved for it are going to have to make the decision as to whether they're going to go forward with it or pass on it. So there may be a tranche of additional money that comes back into the program on Thursday. It is basically it's forgiven if you use 75% or more of it for payroll over the next 8 weeks from the time you get the money. The access point is your local bank. We understand that some of the bigger banks are tapped out because a lot of banks were acting as brokers. And we've heard rumor that Wells Fargo and BofA are tapped out. We also know that Greater Nevada Credit Union still has a sizable allotment of money they can use for the PPP program. But direct access is through your local bank. And if not, we have posted on our website alternatives where you do not have to be a customer and you could apply. The other program that is highly sought after and where a lot of business owners are still waiting is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, which is directly through the SBA disaster portal. With it, you apply for an economic injury disaster loan. You can apply for up to $10,000 on what they call an advance, which is basically $1,000 per employee. Now, timing-wise, Monday of this week, it opened up for agricultural businesses, and it reopened for those businesses that had applied the first week, but because the website crashed, haven't heard anything. So it also opened for any applicant business where the first digit of their application number was a 2. And I'm urging all of them to get on there and get reapplied. The idle has slowed down a bit. It's feeling like if and when it's about 30 days, 35 days to get the advance. And once you get the advance, it appears to be 12 to 14 days before you hear about whether you were successful at getting the idle or not.
So is the EIDL, is that a grant program or is that a loan program?
Good question, thank you. It's for-profit businesses, it's a loan program other than that advance component of up to $10,000. It is a loan program, it's at 3.75 for-profit businesses, and it is amortized over 30 years. So it's a pretty good method of funding, even if you think the ship is going to get righted quickly. I would still urge you to look at it.
So can you clarify really quick on the PPP? I know that you said 75% of it is forgivable if you use it for payroll.
Oh, no, thank you for making me clarify. Of the amount that you are loaned, 75% of that, at a minimum, needs to be used for payroll expenses. The other 25% can be used for rent, interest on mortgage, utilities. That's pretty much about it. But what they're really trying to do with this program is keep people off unemployment insurance. That's the whole goal. Where most are challenged, especially here in Nevada, is that at this point in time, so many people have already applied for unemployment, state unemployment, and they are receiving the pandemic unemployment. So they're effectively making equal or more money staying home. It's tough to get them to come back to work.
These are very crazy times, aren't they, Rod? Can you give us some real quick business survival tips? If you are a local business right now, maybe just one or two tips that you would give them and encourage them with.
I have a good friend and a client that's a physical therapist, and at the very outset of this thing, what they did is they immediately started to look at all of their monthly operating expenses, and they cut everything that wasn't absolutely necessary. In addition to that, they, of course, initially talked to their landlord about forgiveness or moving the rent to the back of the lease. But every ancillary miscellaneous expense that you don't need, get them cut.
That's great advice, Rod. And thank you so much for helping out our business community and offering your advice. I know that it is so appreciated. Another small business that is making big change in our community is Old Granite Street Eatery. Thank you, Kaya Stanley, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Absolutely. Now, I know that you've had to make some changes in your business. Can you talk about that a little bit?
I credit my husband, Kevin, mostly. He's been just a master at pivoting, and then I just help him with his decisions. So the day that we found out that we had to close our dining room, he immediately opened up a market, and we also started Feed Our Heroes, which was a way for us to bring in private donations and pay us and restaurants for feeding the COVID ICUs and ERs. And so we did some very fast pivots and had to laugh a lot of people with dining rooms being closed. So now we have a market that specializes for people who are high risk or people who shouldn't be going to grocery stores, so they can order their groceries through us and then come for curbside pickup. And now we're also doing packaged liquor too. So things that people are getting from us are things like basics, toilet paper, sanitizer, but then also, cheese, eggs, milk, anything that they need.
And how has that been working out for you so far? Are you seeing the business?
Well, we're also doing carry out of our regular menu too. So we still have that going on. But business is down drastically because of the shelter in place rules and the shutdown. And there's been so much uncertainty. I mean, we were living in a different world 4 weeks ago, and 3 weeks ago it changed again, and 2 weeks ago it changed again. So it's a time of constant having to adjust constantly.
I'm really encouraged to see what you guys are doing out there because it is such a difficult time, but you're also helping the community through Feed Our Heroes. Talk about how you came up with that idea.
It really started very organically. A very good friend of ours is a respiratory nurse in the COVID ER. And she used to sing for us at Root. We also own Root Bourbon. And one night she was telling us that they are working these long shifts, and because they're in the COVID unit, they can't leave and go to the rest of the hospital. Their time that it would take to scrub in and scrub out is like an hour. And during that time, they've left their patient, they've left their coworkers. So they just said they just weren't eating. And so that's how it started. That day, Kevin and I said, well, let's go take them food. So we took food to St. Mary's and to both Renown Regional and Renown South. We did it 5 days in a row, and then put something up on our website to start getting donations to help cover that cost because restaurants were so hard hit. The donations came in so big at the beginning that we called Liberty and Cheese Board and Bangkok Cuisine and Chewy's and a couple other places and rounds, and we started splitting it up. So every restaurant went on a different night. Rather than us just keeping it for ourselves, because we felt like the whole restaurant industry was so hard hit that it would get more, it felt better to us to spread it around to all the restaurants. And then at the same time, we found out that Anton from Rounds was doing rounds for heroes with Spine Nevada, Dr. Lynch. And so we joined forces with those two organizations, and we get a lot of feedback from the community. Most people understand what we're doing and think it's amazing. Some people say to us, why are you feeding doctors? They have money. What they're missing is that we're feeding the people in COVID, ICU, ERs, and testing centers that can't leave. And I know now 3 that have actually tested positive for the virus and now are quarantined away from their families. This is a very real thing. And we really need to keep this program going as long as these COVID ICUs as long as this is happening and there's workers on the front line.
Absolutely. And I think that this coming together of our community will survive this crisis. So I'm so glad that you're starting this now and building relationships so that as we come out of this, we can continue to help each other and continue to help each other thrive. So thank you so much for that. And don't forget, if you haven't been to their website to make an order from their market or their curbside takeout, you can order a crowler for $5. Is this right?
Yeah, Revision IPA, Revision Beer Brewing Company has been a huge supporter of Feed Our Heroes. And yes, they filled crowlers for us. And if you don't know what a crowler is, it's about twice the size of a regular beer. It's huge. And we're selling them for $5, and all of the proceeds go to support Feed Our Heroes. And Revision is just awesome anyway, so.
That's fantastic. So make sure you get over there, order your crowler, and enjoy some Revision IPA. So another business that I wanted to talk about, and you spoke to, Kea, was Rounds Bakery. Rounds, when I think of you guys, I always think about how you're innovating and how you're helping our community. So talk about what changes you have made in your business, and I know you've implemented some technology. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, thanks, Dana. Pleasure to be here as well. Yeah, the minute we found out that we were basically going to be shutting down our restaurant, we already have in existence inside Tesla our micro markets, which is an automated sort of self-service restaurant is what I call it, with self-checkout kiosks. So we implemented those kiosks to lessen the interaction between our employees and our customers, allowing them to check out seamlessly without that interaction. And then we took our regular menu and basically put it all in packaged form. Most of our packages compostable. We make all our fresh sandwiches, bagel sandwiches, cookies, brownies, coffee cakes, muffins, all that stuff, now individually packaged and protected from the elements and from hands and from sneezes and germs. And built sort of a marketplace, a bakery market, if you will, very much along the same lines as Grand, offering fresh bread staples along with milk, eggs, toilet paper, even surgical masks if you need them. And the next thing we did was we realized that there were a lot of people that were still afraid to come out. And so we've started a home delivery service of a bread box. So you'll get, for $30, you get, loaves of bread and bagels and muffins and, enough to feed a family of 4 probably for a week. And we also do that with a meal prep box. So we've taken our delivery drivers that used to have 60 stops, every day around the casinos and the university and Tesla, that we're now doing basically nothing, a few stops a day. Now they're delivering bread boxes and meal boxes to those that are, maybe compromised and don't want to come out.
That's amazing. And you're also doing a lunch program as well?
Yeah, we do, especially because a lot of the kids as well don't have the meal program that they have at school. So we've made a very affordable meal program. $7 gets you a sandwich, a cookie, a bag of chips, and a drink. So you can come in there, you can select all the different sandwiches for all the different kids' flavors, and makes meal prep easy when you're working from home and schooling from home, doing everything all at once, as I say.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy being a business owner, a parent, all of these things, like you said, all at once. It's difficult, but you're rising to the challenge, and I just really appreciate that. Now talk about what your involvement is with Feed Our Heroes.
Yeah, so we as a matter of fact, Kaya and I were discussing exactly when did we meet or how did we meet. It's almost like a blur. Everything was moving so fast. But, you know, I was in the Air Force for 10 years, flying cargo planes and literally beans and bullets to the troops, the front line. And I think about it, and not much has changed in my life when I look at it this way. I still feed the front lines today. Dr. Lynch had come into the bakery from Spine, Nevada, and said, "Oh my gosh, this is great. It's all packaged. We could deliver this to the ICUs. I want to send it to, you know, initially just hospitals." And we started that off, and it was, you know, he wants to start it for a couple of days. And then he started getting the corporate sponsorship, and we added more and more hospitals. And then as I saw the momentum build and partnerships formed, and we joined Feed Our Heroes with Grounds for Heroes. And that has been the sort of a very exponential increase of two people or two organizations. It really has impacted both organizations immensely for the better.
Well, I love how this has all culminated into an amazing event that was held a few weeks ago, and we'll see more of that later in the show. So we'll be right back. Live, Work, Play, NV. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Dana Hajakis of Hajakis Realty, and I wanted to take a few minutes to tell you about Northern Nevada and about Hajakis Realty, who have helped hundreds of people find, buy, and sell real estate in this wonderful place we call home. First off, I love real estate. I dedicate time each day to researching listings, seeing what's coming on the market, what's going off, and all this research helps me to identify trends happening in the marketplace. I'm also part of a family brokerage that has over half a century of experience here in the Reno-Sparks, Tahoe area. We understand the real estate process intimately from that first call to the close of escrow. Because we form such deep relationships with our clients, we work with them for generations. We're in it with you for the long haul. Now let's talk about Northern Nevada. As the old saying goes, we love this place. And from the Arts and Culture Commission to entrepreneurial groups to government agencies, I have deep ties in this community, and this helps me keep my finger on the pulse of what's happening here. What's truly great about Northern Nevada is the quality of life we enjoy. I spend time outdoors with my family, snowboarding, paddling, biking, and dancing my way around this beautiful place. From Sand Harbor to the Black Rock Desert, from the Sparks Marina to the Truckee River, I'm spending time with my family and nature. My active lifestyle shows there's more to life than just business. It's a work-life balance, really more of a work-life integration. Traveling around every day, I've found pockets of communities that really serve different lifestyles. And being involved with so many different people affords me the ability to match these neighborhoods with their needs or to match their home with the perfect buyer. In future videos, I'll show you each of these neighborhoods, but for now, thank you for taking the time to get to know me. And if you're looking for a friendly and savvy real estate agent, please feel free to reach out. And if you're new to Nevada or a lifelong resident, welcome home. Welcome back to Live, Work, Play, NV. Welcome back to Live, Work, Play, NV. Many of us have been stuck at home these past few weeks, staring at all the home renovation projects that we haven't been able to get to. Well, now's the time. And today we have George Hajakis of Hajakis Realty to give us some tips that will help increase the value of our homes. George?
Hi, Dana. Hello, Zoom friends. Today we're going to talk a little bit about maximizing value on your fixes. My wife and I have done quite a few flippers, and we did luxury homes for a while, and over 38 years. I don't think we've perfected it. I'm always learning something new, but I'm going to share with you how to build the value to your property as fast as possible, particularly now that you have some spare time to do these projects. First and foremost, as a homeowner, you need to take a look at it from the standpoint of what a buyer would look for in terms of value for your house. So immediately, street elevation, what your house looks like from the drive-by is very important. So when it comes to landscaping costs, most of it's labor. And if you like to be out in the sun and enjoy gardening, well, start with your front yard and plant some flowers, some vegetation, clean up the front yard. Now think about it, as you're walking the path up to the front door, you're going to be standing on that porch and people are going to be looking around while their realtor is opening up the lockbox. So what you want to do is have a very wonderfully painted front door, the overhangs to be painted in perfect order. Stepping into the house, the fastest and best way to create $2 and $3 for every dollar spent is obviously cosmetic. So the first thing I suggest is use quality paint and repaint your property in a fairly neutral color, and then brighten it up with accessories, wall art, things of that nature. And then we come to the next most expensive, less expensive thing, and that's flooring. So I would suggest that you go and try some of the new laminates out. If you want to spend the money and you're going to be in the home for over 5 years, make it the way you want it. Use hardwood flooring, tile. Definitely think of terms of anything on the second floor being carpet materials that allow for sound muffling. So these are just things that can be done routinely. The second tier of cosmetics is opening up the house, blowing out non-load bearing walls. That is a very quick fix, and it really just changes the functionality of the home. So now you're spending more money hoping to get $2 for every dollar that you spend. If you're going to live in the home for a long period of time, make it the way you want. Spend the money because that's where you spend most of your time. So in the way of, say, for example, updating kitchens, rather than blowing out all the cabinetry, there's cabinet facings, resurfacing, repainting, changing up the countertops. Granite tile is very inexpensive, along with new sinks and faucets and things of that nature are a very inexpensive fix. And the cheapest fix that gives you the most value is cabinet door hardware, and actually door hardware, period. So continuing on that line of thought, and I want to close with making things a little sparse. Most homes that we go into are very cluttered. So make your home functional. So doing these simple things, you'll be able to create 2 to 3 to 1 value in your home. Last week we did an update on the market. So a quick 15-second or less update on the market. We are at the same year last year for the month of April in pending sales. So that means to me that we're not going up, we're not going down, we're at a plateau. So look forward to some inventory on the market. Interest rates are as low as they've been in almost historically. So get out there, spruce up your homes, create value, and enjoy your time off.
Thank you, George. I think that was really great information, considering that the market is still moving and there are some situations where people may need to downsize, and making these small improvements can really help improve their value. So thanks so much for sharing that with us today. Now let's check one of our recent listings in the beautiful area of Wingfield Springs. With a closer commute to the Reno Tahoe Tech Center, Sparks homes are typically more affordable with plenty of options, both in the home and the community in which it's situated. Spanish Springs has year-round parks. It's just a short drive to shopping at Legends and paddling Sparks Marina. Hi, I'm Dana, and this is Zach, and we are so excited to show you this cute yet spacious home right in the heart of Wingfield Springs. I just love this front porch that looks out onto the tree-lined streets. It's just so idyllic.
This home features 3 bedrooms, 2 baths with a den, and a 3-car garage.
In the kitchen area, we have an eat-in nook, 5-burner gas stove, and all-new Samsung appliances.
It's minutes to Reno, close to shopping and restaurants, and a round of golf is just around the corner.
This home also features double sinks in the guest bath, a hallway linen closet, and a laundry room. We really hope you enjoyed this tour. Welcome home. If you'd like to schedule a showing, contact us at info@hijackis.com or 775-342-5277. Let's wrap up this week's episode by checking out a benefit concert held by Feed Our Heroes and Rounds for Heroes, featuring Kat Hart, who is a beautiful mom, singer, and local ICU nurse. Let's check it out.
Here's a freight train down at the station. I don't care where you go. Gonna climb me a mountain, the highest mountain, Lord. Gonna jump off, nobody gonna know. Can't you see? Oh, can't you see what that woman, Lord, she been doing to me? Can't you see? Oh, can't you see what that woman, Lord, she been doing to me? I'm gonna find me a hole in the world, gonna crawl inside and die. A little while later now, a mean old woman, Lord, never told me goodbye. Can't you see? Oh, can't you see what that woman, Lord, she been doing to me? Can't you see? Oh, can't you see what that woman, Lord, she been doing to me?
Thank you so much for watching Live, Work, Play, NV. Next week we'll be tackling some home renovation of our own, so make sure to stay tuned. At Hajakas Realty, we've helped generations of Northern Nevadans invest in real estate. Find out how we can help you at hajakas.com or call us at 775-954-0040.